Now it's the turn to call our second star speaker of the day. He is the founder and CEO of Textla Culture. He brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the company. With over 15 years in the HR domain and HR technology, he has a deep understanding of challenges and opportunities facing companies today. He has worked with the same of the leading brands including Chow's, Coca-Cola, Dainik Bhaskar, Ola, V-Mart, Stanza Living. With the Tesla culture, he is bringing his vision to life and is working to revolutionize the way that companies approach HR. So I would request the Director Sir and Chairman Sir to facilitate our star speaker of the day. Chandrakant Sir.
Now, the time is to call the third star speaker of the day. He has done MBA in International Business. He has featured in Dainik Jagran, Dainik Bhaskar, City Life, News 24, etc. He has been awarded for Best Life Coach of 2016, 17, 18, 19 by media houses and foundations. He has published 2 books. He is Mr. Arjun Gaur. So I would like to request Mr. Arjun Gaur to come on the stage. And I would also like to request Director Sir and Chairman Sir and Chief Guest to felicitate him.
Now, I would like to call our next star speaker of today's event. He is Associate Vice President of VSERB Infosystem Private Limited. By education, he did Masters in Electronics, PGD, CA, MBA, and LMI. Also with the 30 plus years of experience in academia and technology. He worked with brands like UPFC, Aptec, Apex, AT&T, Jet King, Bada Business, SRG Infotech. He is specialized trainer for effective time management by using simple exercise for self-analysis. He trained more than 20,000 man-hours on sales effectiveness, productivity management, and power of communication. So I would like to call Sudhir Gaur on the stage and would also request Chairman Sir, Director Sir, Chief Guest Sir to facilitate him.
प्रोजेक्टर पे वैसे बंद करनी कोई बात नहीं तो दिखने ना ये सब।
Now, the turn is to call our next star speaker. She is an engineer by qualification, an entrepreneur by profession, and a coach by passion. She believed that only practicing excellence in your professional life be unfulfilling and will not sustain long term. She is a founder of Career Shaping Brainry, co-founder of Nokriya.com. She is Sahesha Namdev. So please give a huge round of applause for Miss Sahesha Namdev. And I would like to request Chairman Sir, Director Sir and Chief Guest to felicitate her.
नौकरी.com से नौकरिया.com में क्या फर्क है? ईमेल्स को ज़्यादा चाहिए यहाँ की जरूरत पोस्ट को भी ढूंढा वो जरा बताइए नाम दे रहा हूँ क्या
Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. As sunlight expels the darkness of night, similarly, blessings bring in our life prosperity and happiness. To make this event a blessed one, invoke Goddess Saraswati by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom.
For seeking the choicest blessings for the same, we invite our admirable Chairman Sir, respected Secretary Ma'am, Honorable Director, our Chief Guest, and guests to kindle the lamp. We also invite all the dignitaries for the same.
इसे इधर की तरफ घुमा दियो तो इस तरह से ठीक ये रहा बस
I would request to all the dignitaries and guests to take your seats.
We consider that according to our Indian culture tradition, and any suspicious work should be started with prayer. So I would like to call Shivangni Goyal for Saraswati Vandana.
Now it's turn to introduce our dignitaries. I would like to call upon the stage our Director General Sir, Dr. Ashok Kumar Raghav, former IPS. Huge round of applause for the dynamic personality. Please sir, come on the stage and address the audience.
उधर की तरफ घुमा के रखना
अभी तभी तो स्टेज पे आ रहे हैं स्पीच देंगे क्या
वहाँ लगा
देंगे क्या
वहाँ लगा हाँ स्पीच देंगे
It's my privilege and pleasure to welcome our chief guest, Captain Vikas Gupta ji, who is Chairman UP Council of Agricultural Research, Lucknow, and our Chairman of the Institute High Tech Engineering College, Shri Anand Prakash ji Garg, in whose guidance this entire HR conclave is being held today, and Mr. Kunal Sinha, Director HR, Mr. Chandrakant Agrawal, Founder and CEO of Tesla Culture, Mr. Arjun Gaur, Founder of Life Phase Honor, Dr. Sudhir Gaur, Associate Vice President, We Serve India, Mr. Harsh Raj Jain, Head Talent, APAC at EBIX, Ms. Shasha Namdev, Director, Prakhar Software Solutions Private Limited. And the August faculties of the Engineering College, and our director, Shri Pankaj Mishra ji, boys and girls, participants of HR Conclave 2023. I will be speaking on emerging trends in human resource in India and the world. Human resources is a critical function in any organization, responsible for managing the workforce, recruiting, training, and retaining employees. Over the years, the field of human resources has undergone significant changes. And today, we are witnessing new emerging trends in HR in India and the world. These trends are driven by technological advancements, globalization, changing workforce demographics, and the evolving business landscape. One of the emerging trends in HR is the use of data analytics. With the increasing availability of data, HR departments are now able to use analytics to gain insights into their workforce. From hiring to employee engagements to performance evaluation. This allows HR professionals to make data-driven decisions that can help optimize the organization's performance and improve employee satisfaction. Another trend in HR is the rise of remote work. The COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the adoption of remote work across the world, and it is expected to continue even after the pandemic subsides. This has implications for HR, including the need to manage a remote workforce, implement new policies, and provide virtual training and development opportunities. The diversity and inclusion are also emerging as crucial HR trends. And as organization becomes more diverse, it is essential to create a culture that fosters inclusion, belonging, and respect for all employees. HR departments are now focusing on strategies to promote diversity and inclusion, including unconscious bias training, employee resource groups, and diversity hiring initiatives. Automation and artificial intelligence are also transforming HR. With the help of AI, HR departments can automate routine tasks such as resume screening, scheduling interviews, and sending out offer letters. This frees up HR professionals to focus more on strategic tasks such as talent development and retention. Employees' wellness is also becoming a key HR trend. As the pandemic has highlighted, employee wellness is crucial to business success, and HR departments are now implementing wellness programs that focus on physical, mental, and emotional well-being. These programs include fitness challenges, mental health resources, and work-life balance initiatives. In India, some unique HR trends are also emerging. One of them is increasing importance of gig workers. As the gig economy grows in India, HR departments are developing a new strategies to manage this type of workforce. This includes creating policies and programs that cater to the unique need of gig workers, such as flexible work arrangements and benefits. Another trend in India is the use of HR technology. Indian companies are increasingly adopting HR technology to improve their hiring processes, automate routine tasks, and enhance employee engagement. HR technology includes applicant tracking systems, learning management systems, and performance management software. Overall, the field of HR is constantly evolving, and new trends are emerging all the time. By keeping up with these trends, HR professionals can help their organizations attract, retain, and develop best talent while also improving the business performance. The key is to embrace these changes and use them to create more agile, responsive, and effective HR functions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for addressing our audience.
Our next dignitary, he is a former IAS officer who has served for formation in India and in abroad. He is still associated with of India. Huge round of applause.
For Rajiv Bhatt, sir.
Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Visionary Chairman of High Tech, all the star speakers, faculty members and students, I welcome you to this exclusive event which every year is being organized by High Tech College. It is an event of the year and is stopped many months thereafter. So after welcoming, I must say one thing about the HR. HR has become a profit center. It is no longer one of the support department. So let us be very clear that you got to add on to revenue of the company. That means that your role is no longer confined to only hiring and firing or evaluation. It has to be driven by what the market needs, and you got to anticipate, and anticipation always is through your competition. So according to me, what I understand, being in corporate as CEO for 18 years in US as well as in India, I have understood that HR people have to be now expert in not only about the human rules but also about the marketing, about different other parts of management. Secondly, one thing I want to share, in one of our recent PMO meeting, the Niti Aayog has been instructed to work out that human resource word should be converted into human capital. Now, capital, as we all know, is can be depreciated. So very soon you are going to see the changes in our taxation laws where the companies, corporates will be allowed to depreciate the capital of human resource. So with all these changes which are coming in the corporate world, I think the corporate has to rise to train HR in order to increase the revenue of the company. Now we all know corporate world is capitalism, and the basic definition of capitalism is maximizing the profits along with welfare. So keeping all this in mind, I feel that HR role has drastically changed, and our young boys from MBA who have done their specialization in HR should develop skills to develop revenue. Having said this much, I also want to share one of the vision of our great chairman, Anandji. He always has been the first in the country in many things, and one thing that I always envy him, that he is a model of success. Whatever he does or has done in life, he has never seen failure. So one day we are all going to request him to give us the secret how he manages it. He, when you look at him, is always calm and quiet and smiling, in spite of running so many multifarious businesses, which are very different from each other. But success is always with him. Along with, I want to share with you all with his vision. For the first time in India, I was talking to the UGC chairman last week. He told me none of the technical colleges or professional colleges have started with the training program for civil services, bureaucracy. But with his vision, he has started high-tech IS Academy within the campus. Now, with this, having established, being the pioneer, now many other colleges have already woken up, and very soon you will see a lot of professional based, not technical training based, professional based coaching centers in the technical institutes also. So with this high-tech IAS coaching program, we'll see a lot of success in time to come, will add to the brand value of high-tech, as well as being a pioneer in the field, will show the path to coming bureaucrats. Because bureaucrats are defined today not by their subject expertise or subject knowledge, but application of subjects. And that is the reason we are teaching them now how to face the challenges of 21st century by the country. And that is why what is the syllabus or guideline which our chairman sir has given to us. And with my background of civil service, along with being a technocrat from IIT Delhi, I am sure I will do and live up to his expectation and bring laurels to the college. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for encouraging our audience. A college is a ship, as director is the captain of that ship. So now, I would like to call upon the stage captain of our institute, Mr. Pankaj Kumar, sir. Please give a huge round of applause for our captain.
Good morning, everyone. And I am honored to be here to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitary guests of the day who seriously accepted our invitation and here to attend our traditional HR Conclave 2023. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome our chief guest, Captain Vikas Gupta ji, Chairman UP Council of Agriculture Research, Lucknow. He has vast experience in both central government and corporate world. A warm welcome to all the dignitaries, Mr. Kunal Sinha, Mr. Chandrakant Agarwal, Mr. Arjun Gaur, Mr. Sudhir Gaur, Mr. Harsraj Jain, and Sahasa Namdev. A heartily welcome to our chairman sir, who never failed to impress us with the constant support. High-Tech is the self-finance engineering college established in 2004 and affiliated with AKTU, CCS and BTE UP and approved by AICTE and CTE. We offer 19 courses across different fields such as engineering, diploma in engineering, business management and education. These include BTech, BCA, BBA, BCom, PGMC at UG level and MTech, MBA, MCA at PG level. We conduct regular workshop and training program for a student to help them prepare for full placement and job opportunity. I am delightful to inform that in their 19 years of excellence, we have almost 20,000 alumni with 18,000 plus placement in well-reputed organizations like Amazon, Apollo Tyre, Bajaj Capital, Infosys, Genpact, Reliance Digital, etc. And currently 1,200 companies are visiting in high-tech campus. HR Conclave is significant for growth of the organization and betterment of the student. It is the part of enduring institutional tradition which is conducted every year, but the COVID pandemic prevented us from carrying out this gathering. But now we are restart it with more zeal and optimism. A hope that we will continue it in the future, for which we need your guidance and presence as well. The purpose of this wonderful gathering is to reinvent talent strategy among students and empower them regarding business environment and its competition so that they can face industrial challenge efficiently and can secure good place in any organization. If I talk about the placement of this year, it has been excellent. Most of the students have been placed in reputed and renowned company. I am grateful to placement cell for working hard to make this happen. Now I request you to share your valuable insights related to industry challenge and opportunity and demonstrate the habitual changes in work culture pre and post COVID. I am sure that your guidance will be definitely prepare the student to deal the industrial challenge successfully. At last, I would like to thank you again for your kind arrival. Your kind presence encouraged us a lot and made us more confident. I am grateful to teaching and non-teaching staff for the one working hardly and tirelessly to carry forward the tradition of this day every year with so concern. Thank you so much.
Give huge round of applause for our captain of our institute. Thank you, sir, for inspiring our audience. Now, the most down-to-earth person, one of the renowned industrialists, Ghaziabad, Vice Chairman of National Bhavan, as the producer of many Bollywood movies. So, huge round of applause for our chairman, sir, Mr. Anand Prakash.
धन्यवाद। आज की सभा के हमारे मुख्य अतिथि विकास गुप्ता साहब, उनका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं, क्योंकि देखिए बहुत कम समय के बुलावे पर उन्होंने हमें समय दिया और मुझे उनका मार्गदर्शन इसलिए बहुत अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि वो खुद इंजीनियर हैं और हमारे यहाँ के बच्चों को जो मार्गदर्शन पिछली बार हमारा जो क्रॉस रोड फंक्शन था उस पर जो दिया, वास्तव में मुझे ध्यान है कि हर बच्चे ने अप्रिशिएट किया, तो मैं उनका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूँ। हमारे डीजी साहब, गर्ग साहब, डायरेक्टर साहब और सभी कंपनी से आए हुए हमारे सम्मानित बच्चों के अभिभावक इसलिए कहूँगा क्योंकि देखिए कॉलेज से तो बच्चे शिक्षा ग्रहण करके निकल जाते हैं, फर्दर उनका मार्गदर्शन वास्तव में जिस कंपनी में वो योग्य माने जाते हैं और उनको पोस्ट दी जाती है, उस कंपनी का बहुत बड़ा उनके जीवन के आगे दिनचर्या के लिए बहुत बड़ा हाथ होता है। तो मैं उनका भी बहुत हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं। और आज तो हमारे सुनने का दिन है, आप लोग जो मार्गदर्शन देंगे हम उसे नोट करेंगे। मैं ज़्यादा समय ना लेते हुए सभी को धन्यवाद देते हुए अपनी बात को विराम।
Thank you, sir, for inspiring and encouraging our audience. Now, I would like to call Captain Vikas Gupta to please the audience with your auspicious words. So, please welcome Captain Vikas Gupta.
Sankalp 2023 HR Conclave. The chairman of the High-Tech Institute of Engineering and Technology, Shri Anand Prakash, Shri Ghaziabad, Shri Ghaziabad ji, distinguished guests, Chandrakant Agarwal ji, Dr. Sudhir Gaur ji, Mr. Kunal Sinha ji, Mrs. Shasha Namdev ji, Mr. Arjun Gaur ji, distinguished guests along with me who came is Agarwal sir, all the faculty members, dear students. It is indeed for me a privilege and an honor to come once again within a very short span of the 4 months back. Once again here, I feel really privileged and honored being amongst with you, especially for this occasion where I am once again invited as a chief guest for this inaugurating the HR Conclave Sankalp 2023. As we are slowly moving out from the post-pandemic era, post-pandemic shock, things all around have changed very drastically. My previous speaker, he had rightly said, so as there is change in the technological field, so as the change has been taking place into the HR field also. When we talk about especially the post-pandemic scenario, we have started working as a remotely. Very few people I have found, those who go physically to the offices, whether in the private sector or in the good institute or good colleges. Another thing which has also taken place in the field of the learning is the remote learning. If you ask me, when I passed out from the engineering college about 3 decades back, there used to be the physical learning. Now various tools, various technological tools are available which we can learn remotely also. That has also been taking place especially into the field of the learning. Another field is upskilling. The technology is changing very fast, very fast. Every day you find new technology. Recently there was a great sensation about the search engine called ChatGPT, which people feel that it might displace the mighty giants of the Google search engine. These are the few things which are being taking place, which is giving the lots of disruption into the technology field, especially into the HR field. If you really ask me, having experience of the corporate sector, private sector, in the government sector, I feel the HR is the most important sector because the entire organization, the entire architecture which is specifically based upon the kind of the human resource which we create, which we develop. India is a country of the 1.4 billion people. Humanity of the world is already 8 billion people. How to upgrade the skill of these vast resources of the manpower is the responsibility of all these stakeholders of the society, whether the institutions, whether these gentlemen who are sitting in the front line chair, or in the backward chair also. Dear students, it is your responsibility also to enhance your skill. I call upon, when you talk about me, I am the chairman of the Agriculture Board of the UP. It is my 5th year running. Agriculture is the vast employer, the vast ocean of the employer of the human resource. About, as per the recent survey of the economic survey, 44% of the people dependent upon on the agriculture. And believe me, I tell you the kind of the agriculture revolution which is being taking place in the field of the agriculture, whether it is the pre-harvest, whether it is the post-harvest, whether it is the cold supply chain, whether it is the finance, whether it is the farmers producing organization, whether it is, the logistics, cold chain, supply chain. Agriculture sector is also providing lots and lots of opportunity for the HR, for the unemployment. There is a lots of disguised unemployment to the agriculture, especially those who are sitting on the front. all these gentlemen, I call upon them also, kindly look out a good human resource for the agriculture also. Because agriculture needs a good human resource. Because not lot many farmers, son, they are adopting the agriculture. They are going away from the agriculture. Whereas agriculture is giving the best opportunities. During the COVID period, you must have seen almost all the sectors of the economy, it got doomed. But it was a silver lining only with the agriculture sector, which grew during the COVID sector also, during the COVID period also, with more than a 4% of the annual agriculture growth rate. So I call upon all the young students, kindly do look out for the changes which is being taken place, the initiative which is being given by the central government and the state government. As far as the HR is concerned, I have seen there lots of data-driven HR which is being taken place. Lot of, artificial intelligence, lot of machine learning. These are also being happening into the field of the HR. I hope all the panelists who have come for the discussion and with guidance of your director, Dr. Pankaj Kumar Mishra ji, today's HR conclave which is being participants for more than 200 HR at one place, it is really a very great movement and really a very, very great achievement for the high-tech institution, which is providing you the platform from the various fields of the, the wisdom, various fields of the knowledge sector. Please utilize this as a very great opportunity, a very great movement for all of you. All these gentlemen, those who are sitting, will be participating into the panel discussion. I would love also to see what is happening all around, because I am also being as a technocrat. When I passed out about 3 decades back in 1993, in 1993 and now 2023, lots and lots of changes has been taking place. And one more thing is also there. There is a lot of gap between what we study here in institute and what is the expectation of the private sector, what is the expectation of the industries. That bridge is also to be, we have to fill that gap of the expectation and what is being provided. I hope with the kind of the experience which is the guest gathering, we are here, we will find some sort of a solution to bridge this gap also. What is the expectation, what is providing the human resource by these institutions, and what is the expectation of the industries. I am very sure the entire workshop will definitely benefit everybody, all the stakeholders, whether the industries, whether the colleges, whether the faculties, whether the staff, everybody. I am very thankful to Chairman Saab, especially personally to the Mr. Anand Prakash ji. He has been always very kind with me, always invite me as a guest of honor, and especially my sincere thanks to the Pankaj Kumar Mishra ji also. He invited me also. For last 3-4 days he has been pursuing me. It is really very nice to see all of you, very good young faces which is there. You are the leader of the 21st century. Now India is entering into the Amrit Kal. Now this Amrit Kal belongs to you. We are in the first year of the Amrit Kal, and the way, the pace, the country is growing, the pace, the changes are being taking place. You must also become the stakeholder. You must also become the leader of that very first, this period of the Amrit Kal. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to put across my sentiments and my words. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such lovely words. We are honored to have you today with us. Now, I would like to call the one who doesn't need any introduction, Mrs. Tanu Gupta ma'am. Please give a huge round of applause for her. Ma'am, please.
Actually, I prepared for good morning, but now the time is of good afternoon. So good afternoon to all of you. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हम सब के लिए. अप्राप्यम नाम नेहास्ति धीरस्य व्यवसायना. There is nothing unattainable to the one who has courage and who works hard. Hello and good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome in this absolutely wonderful, beautiful, auspicious day that brings together so many special people like you. I am Tanu Gupta and today I have the privilege to be your moderator of the day. I was told that today I have very young, dynamic, energetic crowd. So are you not? Are you not? So just show that you are energetic. तो एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए. I would appreciate our chief guest sir. Sir ने हाथ ऊपर करके तालियां बजाई and this is showing that how much energetic he is. So, as Sir Steve Jobs already told, it does not make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people so that they can tell us what to do. So this sentence is perfectly suits to all the HRs present over here. तो एक बार जोरदार तालियां हमारे सारे HR leaders के लिए. Without wasting time, I would like to start our first panel discussion, Roadmap of Employability. As our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji already told that we need to give importance to skill development because this is the way we can end unemployment. So ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for our first panelist, Dr. Sudhir Gaur, Associate Vice President of VSER, and Ms. Sahasha Namdev, Director of Prakhar Solutions Private Limited. So please come on the stage so that we can start our first panel discussion. तालियां रुकनी नहीं चाहिए बच्चों. You are the most youngest crowd over here.
Thank you, Tanuji.
Thank you.
I'll take your video. Thank you, Dr. Saab.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure meeting you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. You can see a technocrat now.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Shall we start? Okay. The more we give importance to skill development, the more confident will be our youth. So, Dr. Sudhir, what do you want to say about it?
Just a minute, ma'am. Let this mic, or I am audible. Audible. First thing which I would like to communicate today to all that I am really feeling privileged and honored to be part of this conclave. The kind of people, those who speak about future and current trends and what is going to be next in HR, how you all will be into the corporates from this campus. Now, ma'am, you come.
Sasha, ma'am, you want to say something? Yes, am I audible?
The road to employability goes through the skill development only. Always remember, my dear friends, qualification is not going to make you employable, only your skills can. Because if you want to get employed, you have to make yourself desirable. And how you can make yourself desirable? जब आप problem solve करते हैं, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to be a problem solver. You don't have to be a job seeker or an employee. You have to be a problem solver. अपने आप को इतना skilled कीजिए, identify कीजिए problem कहाँ है, system में कहाँ है, company में कहाँ है, college में कहाँ है, और आप उसको कैसे solve कर सकते हैं. If you are able to solve the problem, you will be desirable, and nobody can stop your success.
Now, what are the basic employability skills nowadays? Will they be replaced in future?
As far as what I feel is, knowledge is really important which you are getting through your qualification, right? And the second important thing is skills, which is also you can develop. But the only thing which is most important is your attitude, which is, your mega cognitive skills that you can develop, like you have to be open to learn, because the technology is evolving like a rocket speed, you understand, like everything is changing it and evolving a lot. So आपको रेडी रहना है ताकि आप भी इवॉल्व हो किसी भी नई टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए, किसी भी चीज़ के लिए. एज अ फ्रेशर जब आप इंटरव्यूज के लिए जाएंगे तो ये एचआर को भी पता होता है, रिक्रूटर को भी पता होता है कि आप वहाँ पे एक्सपीरियंस लेके नहीं आए. बट व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू हैव टू शो दैट यू आर ओपन टू लर्न, इजी टू ट्रेन, और आपका जो एटीट्यूड रहेगा, यू हैव टू बी कल्चर फिट. अपने आप को कल्चर फिट बनाइए, अपनी एडेप्टेबिलिटी को इंक्रीज कीजिए. यू हैव टू बी फ्लेक्सिबल adaptable नए culture के लिए, नई चीज़ों के लिए, नई technology के लिए. Don't be rigid. Just work on yourself. You are the biggest asset.
I will add one point to ma'am. Ma'am has given a small formula to you which is known as ask. I am just completing it. Knowledge, whatever you get from your home, society, schools, college, will give you certificates and degrees. When you convert that knowledge into application of that becomes your skill. So the half of the quadrant being completed with knowledge and skill. And the third most important thing, on the basis of knowledge and skill, you will get the job. You will get the job for sure, no problem. But to stay there, to keep progressing over there, reaching next milestones, you require the third quadrant of the square is A, attitude. And I will add one component into that, and you will come to know in a minute that will become a formula for you. The fourth one is H, which is habit. Because habit controls your acquiring of knowledge, developing your skills, building the right attitude. So knowledge, skill, attitude and habit, if you will club this and read like this, K-A-S-H. Can you all speak out?
K-A-S-H.
And now you read as a clubbed one.
Gosh.
And think differently. Think differently now. That will become your cash.
Cash.
And there is nothing more important apart from taking breathe is cash. And that is the reality. So cash to cash, how to transfer it? What are the weightages? What to do? If ma'am will allow, sometime next time I will have a specific program on cash to cash, which is the name of the book of the title which I am releasing next month.
Cash to cash. Nice tagline, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, my basic question. Does English plays a major role in the employment?
Today, world is a small place. As we all know that all the companies are involved with the global stakeholders. तो अगर मैं ये कहूँ कि इंग्लिश इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है तो ये एक थोड़ी सी इनजस्टिस होगी. बट अगेन कम्युनिकेशन इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट इंग्लिश. अगर आपको इंग्लिश नहीं आती है बट यू आर एबल टू कन्वे योर आइडिया प्रॉपर, वाले को राइट पर्सन को कन्वे कर पा रहे हैं, दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट. अगेन इंग्लिश इज अ लर्नेबल थिंग, इट्स जस्ट अ लैंग्वेज. वर्क ऑन इट. अभी से आप स्टार्ट कीजिए. देयर आर मैनी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स लाइक यूट्यूब में टेड टॉक्स देखिए. आप आजकल डिजिटली बहुत सारी एप्लीकेशंस हैं विच आर आप स्पीक कीजिए. यू फाइंड आउट हाउ यू आर प्रोनाउंसिंग द थिंग्स. अपनी एबिलिटीज़ पे काम कीजिए इंग्लिश के लिए, बट इंग्लिश से डरिए नहीं. नेवर गेट अफ्रेड फ्रॉम इंग्लिश. और ये कहीं भी किसी भी कंपनी में इफ़ यू हैव गॉट द स्किल्स एंड इफ यू आर एबल टू कन्वे योर आइडियाज, आप प्रॉपरली अपनी बात कह सकते हैं. एंड the language is only 7% of part of the communication skill. Your attitude, how you are speaking, your tone, your body language, everything comes under the communication skill. So get trained on it side by side till the time you are student. But don't get afraid of English. But English को आप छोड़ नहीं सकते. So make it sure कि आप धीरे धीरे उसमें कमांड लेकर आए. But till the time you are a perfectionist to English, तब तक आपको डरने की जरूरत नहीं. Be brave.
Sudhir sir, do you share some experience, funny experience during any hiring process?
Yes. We have recently hiring a team of management trainees. We have a team of 40 sales marketing managers and all across Pan India. But what we thought during our one meet at Rishikesh, that let's bring raw talent, new energy, those who have no past. Only BBAs or MBAs or even a simple plain vanilla graduate will do. And we have given this name of the program as Young Professional Program. And you got the video of that. We Serve Young Professional Program. What I am doing, I am going to campuses, inviting open interviews. Even Monday and Tuesday, we have an open walk-in at our company. Those who would like to try, those who would like to apply, you are welcome. What is happening into that? I don't want to give the job from the day one. We will keep them with us for 21 days. Because to develop any habit, it takes 7 days to learn, 7 days to adopt, 7 days to practice. If he remains with us for 21 days, I promise, in future, he will be able to do whatever he have never thought in his life. Because all senior people, CEO, regional heads, directors, are going to be with them on their calls, on their telephonic calls, supporting them how to create proposals, how to negotiate and close the deal. This is the way. I think big companies used to adopt this. They bring fresh talent, train them. And a company like us, we are also in this process. And there is nothing to be lose for a candidate. Recent experiences, I have hired 7 people in first batch. There are only 4 left. 3 moved. Because everybody think I need a job, I need a career where I can sit, have a cabin, AC, laptop, bell, someone can come, someone can guide, and I need not to do anything. And it never happens, Tanuja.
Exactly. So now we are moving for open mic discussion. Audience, anyone want to ask any question with the panelists?
Language का barrier मत रखना दोस्तों. Language is only for expression, not for impression.
Akash sir, mic. Student, please introduce yourself first and then ask the question.
Good afternoon all. My name is Prashant Jindal, MCA student. My question is for this sir. As we are specialized in time management, so can you please give us some tips how we can improve our time management efficiently?
Right. So there is a small exercise where you reveal your time spent, and 24/7 means we have 168 hours in a week. I have 10 categories to span that. Use or utilize. Or waste that. So when we do that exercise, I am finding 73% of the people are having even credit card policy in time buying. They are spending more, they don't have that much. So 168 is fixed. Whatever you are spending, the rest is for your upskill, new skill, growth, any new development, new technologies, and that time when you reinvest, your chances of growing is higher.
Yes, next candidate please. आपने सर 21 डेज की जो बात करी, सुधीर सर, आपने 21 डेज की जो बात करी, हमारे बाबा रामदेव भी यही चीज कहते हैं कि 21 दिन तक अगर किसी चीज को कर लिया तो वो आपकी फिर हैबिट
बाबा रामदेव से सीखा
Exactly sir. Yes बेटा.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Babita Kumari from BBA department. My question is that internal skills and external skills, what is most important, internal or external?
Both. What is the differentiation in your mind of internal and external skills?
Sir, in my mind, internal skills are your communication, your personality, and external skills were computer skills, additional skills we were learned from outside. That's I'm saying.
So when you have the external skills, but you don't have the internal skill to communicate or to present across the table that I know this, I can do this, how he will or she will judge you whether you are fit into that role or not. So never discriminate internal or external skills, but skills can be developed.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, next please. And this is the last round of this panel discussion.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to all of you. My name is Tanushri Roy and I am pursuing BBA. So my question is that what skills should we acquire apart from graduation to be recruited for a job?
What kind of job you are looking
Yeah,
for?
what kind of job?
ये क्वेश्चन तो आप लिख के लाए थे. अब मुझे ये बताओ कि आप कैसा जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं?
No, sir. Actually, I am looking for a job कि मतलब HR. I want to be HR manager or but it depends on situation that.
जॉब ढूंढो ही मत. मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ. आप अपनी काबिलियत बढ़ाओ, जॉब आपको ढूंढे.
As a student, what I suggest you all, like आप लोगों को अगर कैरियर क्लैरिटी नहीं होगी फर्स्ट पेज में, like you know, just like the question was कि मुझे पता नहीं है कि मुझे क्या करना है. So that is the most important thing कि स्टूडेंट लाइफ में आप जितने इंटर्नशिप कर सकते हैं, try to go for internship as many as internship possible. That too, you know, जब आपके सेमेस्टर ब्रेक्स होते हैं, वैकेशंस होते हैं, go for 15 days, 1 month internships and try to identify कि आपको कौन सा रोल करने में मजा आ रहा है, कौन सा काम आपको अच्छा लग रहा है. Try to do it. Because internship will help you out when you will get any placement opportunities. You could be having an experience, you could be having a flavor of the corporate culture, and you would be able to have a clarity in your mind कि आपको कौन सा काम अच्छा लग रहा है, आप किस चीज में अच्छे हो. So go for the internships, go for the side hustles. Don't wait कि आपका graduation या आपकी qualification complete होने के बाद you will start looking for the job. Start thinking from that perspective अभी से कि what I should choose as my career. And then you have to identify उसके लिए कौन सी skills चाहिए, go for those kind of skill development and then apply for the jobs. And then maybe after 1 or 2 interviews only you will be selected. All the very best for everyone.
Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. Now moving forward for the rapid fire round. We called it quickie. Fine. So first I will go with the Sudhir sir. Cricket, football.
Cricket.
Physics, chemistry.
Physics.
Formal, casual.
Formal.
Marvel, DC.
DC.
एक बार जोरदार ताली हमारे सुधीर सर के लिए. मैम, over to you. Makeup, without makeup.
Makeup because it makes you confident.
Means makeup.
With makeup.
With makeup. Money or happiness?
Money brings happiness too, but happiness is most important.
Happiness. Love or friendship?
Love yourself first. Love.
Exactly. Gold or silver?
Gold.
Obvious.
Gold. Okay, sir. Ma'am, define social media in one sentence.
Social media is a tool to create your professional image. Use it properly.
Sir, favorite quote about life?
My favorite quote about life is, there is nothing training can't do.
Perfect, sir. Perfect. Huge round of applause for our first panelist, Dr. Sudhir Gaur and Ms. Sasha Namdel. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. Over to Akash, sir. So please come.
Okay, so for next round, I would like to call. I would like to call 10 students or anybody randomly. You can come on the stage. 10 people.
Actually, we are going to conduct an audience engaging
Yeah.
activity, and I would request to all HR members present here, just come forward. Just come forward. You will enjoy a lot.
You'll enjoy,
HR members,
definitely.
Please come. HR members, please come on the stage. Please come. Sir, please come.
Just 10. Come here. Okay, now what we are going to do, there are some slips in this bowl. They have to pick one, and something is written there, and they have to perform that. So are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? Okay, so let's go for that. Who's going to pick first? पहले कौन उठाने वाला है? Okay, Sunny. Ready. Don't blink for go second.
90 seconds.
90 seconds.
90 अच्छा sorry.
Don't blink for 90 seconds. So your time starts now. Check if he blinks or not.
डिस्टर्ब कर सकता है
Yes, you can. फूक नहीं मारना बस. बस.
भाई सलमान खान
Done. Done. Done.
Thank you, students. Thank you so much.
So the next round will come.
Now moving forward to our second panel.
Tempo.
Thank you, students. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome our second panelist, Mr. Kunal Sinha, Director Global Logic, and Mr. Arjun Gaur, founder of Life Zoner. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हमारे दोनों पैनलिस्ट के लिए. So, challenges. Kunal sir, how would you define it?
So let me just give some context, before I come to the actual challenge that HR is facing. Right? Before pandemic, we used to face a lot of challenges, and we used to call them as VUCA. I don't know if you all are aware. The situation was like very volatile, lot of uncertainty, complexity, and a lot of ambiguity all around now. Now, post-pandemic, of course, the challenges have increased, and we categorize all our challenges as BANI, B-A-N-I, right? So everything has become very, very brittle. So you can't predict when things will break, And in organization context, it is very much relevant. Next is anxious. So because of all these challenges, people have become, in fact, organization has become very anxious about how they are going to run the business, and eventually what will happen to their workforce and so on, right? The business model and all those. So a lot of anxiousness, anxiety all around. Next, N is non-linear, right? When something is linear, when you can have, you can clearly think of, the outcome of something, right? Nowadays, it is not linear. So whatever action you take, you can't predict the correct result out of it, right? So this has become a very non-linear kind of thing. And then I is incomprehensible, right? You can't really comprehend what is going to happen. Earlier the situation was like, when you think of something, you work on something, you can comprehend action, you can comprehend the result, right? So all these actually is bringing a lot of complexity all around, and all these challenges that the organization is facing. Now, what is organization? We all are part of organization, right? And certainly we are facing a lot of challenges, and we being HR professionals, there are so many things we have to deal with, right? So the common challenges that these days that we are facing is one, talent has become very nomadic, right? You understand nomads, right? People keep on roaming here and there. They don't know, they don't know, I mean, basically, they're Tikana and all, right? So right? So they've become very nomad, right? They don't have that stickiness with the organization and all those, right? So what challenges that we face as HR professional is multifold. How to attract them, keep them engaged, how do they stay with us, the retention challenges and all, right? So that's the nomadic workforce that we are actually facing, right? Next is the virtual kind of environment that we are in. So while a lot of people enjoy flexibility, but honestly speaking, in India, we being very human-centric and very socially driven people, relationship-based people, right? We believe in having one-on-one conversation rather than dealing with virtual. Nowadays, everyone is like working virtually. Yes, you get some flexibility, but there is no limit in terms of working hours. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of challenges in terms of interpersonal skills. A lot of confusion happens, and we experience all this day in and out, right? And of course, this leads to a lot of burnout and stress and so on, right? So this is another challenge, big challenge that we are facing at the moment. And of course, because of the COVID and all those, aftermath of that, there's a lot of skill gap, demand and supply gap as well, right? That we are currently struggling with, and that is the reason you see mass resignations. That we used to call it great resignation. You must have heard, right? Now that is over. Now mass layoff has started, right? So there's clearly gap in terms of the skill, supply and demand nowadays. Because during COVID times, a lot of digital companies came in. We kind of started obnoxiously. Now we have realized that there is less of demand, and now people are being fired, right? So that's another big challenge that we are facing. Now, if we talk about the future challenges, especially in terms of HR, now organizations are only focusing on their core skills. So there you will expect a lot of outsourcing there, especially in HR. You will see, not many operations HR kind of role, mundane HR work, right? In next 5 years, you will see a lot of strategic HR roles continuing in the organization, right? So are you really prepared for those strategic role? That is the key actually, right? And of course, you will see a lot of new things coming in, in HR, right? Yeah. So these are some of the challenges that we are facing at the moment.
How HR decides about layoff?
There is no uniform formula as such, how to decide the layoff. Basically, how, and it is a very subjective thing because, of course, we are not into layoff, but the way we have seen people dealing with the layoff is they look at how does their, their financials look like, right? What is their, the outlook looking like, right? And based on that, if they have certain people on pool, they decide that, okay, how, what is the value of that pool, as in the sense, what is the money that the company is incurring in continuing with them, and what is the future plan, what kind of assignments we are expecting, what kind of new projects we are coming up with. And based on that, the decision is taken that who need to be moved out, who need to be laid off. Is it based on performance? Is it based on the number of days the person is actually in pool as in the people who are not deployed to any project and not bringing us revenue, right? So this is how we decide, and of course, how do we kind of compensate them? How do we we remain humane while laying off? All these are kept in mind while deciding layoff.
Arjun sir, what is the biggest challenge for students to be employable?
Very good question, Tanu ma'am, and thank you so much for asking this question, because this question actually need an answer as well. क्योंकि बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट के माइंड में अभी बहुत चीज़ें चल रही हैं इस टाइम भी, और कॉलेज के बाहर भी, और जब वो इंटरव्यू के लिए जाते हैं तब भी। सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट होता है कि मेंटल हेल्थ हमारी, जिसके लिए हमेशा हम सभी लोग सोसाइटी में बात करते हैं, लेकिन बात करने से ज़्यादा ज़रूरी होता है उसको एवरीडे एग्जीक्यूट करें, जिसके कारण हम बेसिक चैलेंजेस लाइक HR आज की डेट में एक बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले कर रहा है हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए। लेकिन एचआर का एक जो बेस होता है वो बेस होता है ह्यूमैनिटी, जिसको वो सर्व करता है फर्स्ट एंड पे जाके। जब एक बच्चा एक स्टूडेंट इंटरव्यू देने आता है, ऑब्वियसली वो बहुत सहमा हुआ होता है, कितना भी कॉन्फिडेंट होके आए। एक बच्चे का अगर पहला इंटरव्यू है तो कहीं ना कहीं हेजिटेट होगा किसी न किसी चीज़ के लिए। तो एक एचआर का एक ऑब्वियसली रोल होता है उसको कंफर्ट जोन में लेके आए, और वो एचआर आज की डेट में बहुत अच्छा रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं। सो आई रियली अप्रिशिएट फॉर ऑल एचआर कम्युनिटी जो आज के यूथ के लिए, जेंजी के लिए वो एफर्ट पुट कर रहे हैं, और वो चीज़ अब बिल्कुल बदल गई है। जब मैं कॉर्पोरेट में था तो एचआर के सामने शायद बोलने में भी 10 बार मैं सोचता था कि एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछ लेगा और उसके बाद मुझे लगेगा अब तो मेरा रिजेक्शन हो गया, राइट? क्योंकि मैं वैसे घबराया हूँ, और वो ये तो पूछता नहीं था आपका पैन नंबर क्या है, वो सीधा पूछता था कि व्हाट इज योर क्वालिफिकेशन बताइए, दैन वो ऊपर से नीचे तक स्कैन करता था हाउ ड्रेस यू है। बट यस, नाउ एचआर कम्युनिटी पूरा माइंडसेट चेंज हो चुका है, इसलिए मैं स्टूडेंट्स को बोलूँगा स्ट्रेस लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। जो भी इंटरव्यू के लिए जाते हैं बिल्कुल रिलैक्स रहिए, फ्रेंडली रहिए, कंफर्टेबल रहिए। एचआर इज़ लाइक योर फ्रेंड, ट्रीट देम लाइक एज ए फ्रेंड, बी कंफर्टेबल। जैसे फ्रेंड्स के साथ कंफर्टेबल रहते हैं ऐसे एचआर के साथ ज़्यादा फ्रेंडली होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। बी प्रोफेशनल एंड ट्राई टू मेंटेन दैट लेयर, अपनी एक थिन लेयर मेंटेन करके रखिए प्रोफेशनलिज्म एंड पर्सनलिज्म की, सो दैट आप उस चीज़ को भी मेंटेन कर सकें ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पर्सपेक्टिव से भी। और मेंटल हेल्थ बहुत ज़रूरी है, इसका ध्यान देना चाहिए। हर दिन हर रोज़ माइंडफुलनेस प्रैक्टिसेस करिए, दैट्स आई कैन से एज अ लाइफ कोच आल्सो।
आपकी बात से सर एक चीज़ मुझे याद आ गई। व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग माय बीटेक, हमारा टेक्निकल राउंड हुआ, क्लियर हो गया। जैसे एचआर की बारी आई तो सब कह रहे यार गब्बर, एचआर का नाम सुनते ही सबके दिमाग में आता था गब्बर, बहुत डर लगता था। बट रियली नाउ अ डेज आई एम कम्युनिकेटिंग विद मल्टीपल एचआर्स एंड दे हैव बिकम सो फ्रेंडली एंड एक कंप्लीटली सिनेरियो चेंज हो चुका है। तो एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो बन जाए इन एचआर्स के लिए। मूविंग फॉरवर्ड सर, ड्यूरिंग COVID-19 how did you manage, sir? Because people start working online, work from home, how did you manage?
Okay. So I'll go back, to my background. Right? So I have always been into IT industry, but during COVID time, in fact before that, I joined a healthcare organization. So I was heading HR in Max Healthcare. Right? And while people in IT and other industries, they used to work from home, I used to go to office every day during COVID time, even during, the second round of COVID as well, right? So I consider myself as also a COVID warrior, right? And I was also leading from the front because since I was part of the management, it was not that I was into only HR, I was into the overall operations of how the COVID was being managed and so on, right? So it was equally stressful for me because of course I used to go back home, I have kids, parents, everyone, right? So it was very stressful situation, but honestly speaking, I didn't take that stress too much, right? I realized that this is part of my, part of life, and I will have to be, I have to stay calm and, composed all the time, and that's my natural style also, and actually I think this helped me, strengthen my resilience as well, right? So I stayed calm, showed a lot of resilience. The people who were working along with me, I took them along, took good care of them, and that is how actually I was able to manage it through.
Great. Sir, Arjun sir, what do you suggest for our students before going any interview? How should they be prepared?
सबसे पहले अपने थॉट प्रोसेस में ठहराव लाना है। ठहराव, स्टेबिलिटी, माइंड में ये लेके जाओ जहाँ इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हो, बी सीरियस, राइट? और इंटरव्यू में जाने से पहले कोई रील देख के नहीं जाना, इन्फ्लुएंस होकर मत जाना, क्योंकि रील में सपने कुछ और बनाया आपने, इंटरव्यू में जाके कुछ और दिखता है आपको, है ना? सो फर्स्ट बी रियल, राइट? बी रियल, दैट्स द फर्स्ट थिंग आई वुड सजेस्ट। सेकेंड थिंग, जब इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हो रिलैक्स रहो, अपने स्किल्स के ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंट हो, जो आपने स्किल्स लर्न किए अपने कॉलेज में, इंटर्नशिप में, जैसा मैम ने कहा, प्रैक्टिस में, पूरा कॉन्फिडेंट रहो। नॉलेज, फाइनल ऑफ द स्टोरी, जो एचआर है आपकी नॉलेज को और आपके स्किल्स को ही आइडेंटिफाई कर रहा है, राइट? क्योंकि आज की डेट में हमारे जितने भी टेक्निकल एचआर्स हैं, वो मोस्ट ऑफ टाइम आपका फोकस, ठीक है, आपकी रिप्रेजेंटेशन पे है, दैट्स द पार्ट ऑफ दैट, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आपकी नॉलेज बहुत ज़रूरी है। खाली इंग्लिश आने से ना आप कहीं सेलेक्ट नहीं हो सकते। English is the part of your communication, English is the part of your interview, but apart from that, your skill, your knowledge and your ethics, your discipline is also part of that. So I would suggest कि ये सारी चीज़ों को आप फॉलो करिए. मैं अभी आपकी तरह एक जेंजी और मैंने भी अपना करियर बहुत जल्दी शुरू किया था. बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस मैंने भी फेस किए. यूथ एम्पावरमेंट के नाम पे यूथ हरासमेंट भी फेस किए बहुत जगह जाके, राइट, जहाँ पे आपको आपके सीनियर्स कई बार आपको एंटर नहीं होने देते. कई बार जो इंटरव्यू ले रहा है उसका घर से दिमाग खराब है, वो आपको एंटर नहीं होने देगा. दिस इज आल्सो हैपेंड. बट स्टिल नाउ इतनी अच्छी अच्छी ट्रेनिंग्स आ गई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर. कॉर्पोरेट इतनी अच्छी अच्छी ट्रेनिंग्स करा रहा है एचआरस को, मैनेजर्स को. दे ऑल आर वेरी ट्रेंड, दे ऑल आर वेरी एक्सपर्ट. सो आप लोग बिल्कुल तैयारी के साथ जाइए, अपने स्किल पे फोकस रखिए. बहुत ज़्यादा क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग आप करते हैं एचआर से, अननेसेसरी उस पर अवॉइड करिए, राइट. सेंसिबल चीज़ों पे बात करिए, इलॉजिकल चीज़ों पे बात मत करिए. दिस इज समथिंग सजेशन, मेन सजेशन आई वुड सजेस्ट.
Exactly. Kunal sir, what a HR notice first thing about the candidate when he comes to interview?
I think more than the knowledge and the skill, I believe, and I've interviewed so many people and seniors as well and juniors as well. I think the biggest thing that I look at is the attitude of the person, right? Because we have very strong training capabilities in the system, right? So we can train them, no doubt about it. But yes, there has to be a threshold, the minimum level of skills available, knowledge available with the candidate. But if there is challenge in terms of the attitude or the skill, the attitude, I think that's a clearly no. No matter the person is even from IITs or IIMs, that's perfectly fine. But the attitude has to be right, so that the person is able to gel along with the other team members, learn new things, and take the team along, right? So
Students' attitude, is it? So now we are moving for open mic discussion. Anybody wants to ask any question? Yes, please.
Good afternoon all. First of all, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. My name is Anupam Jha and I am from BTech 30. Sir, my question is related to interview only. Generally in an interview, there are multiple experts in a panel. And sometimes situation arises where they ask multiple questions at once. So as a candidate, how should I tackle them? Should I answer them in a particular order, or should I answer the question I know the most about? Thank you, sir.
okay, so you mean to say it's more of a kind of a stress interview, right? People, yes, 3 people, 4 people, kind of asking cross questioning and right? So I think the best way is to stay calm and whoever has asked the question first, because those panelists may also have their own ego, right? At the end they are also human beings, right? So they would expect that their answer is their question is answered first, right? So I think both in that sequence, stay calm and don't get that body language impact you, right? Because they are doing it intentionally. They are trying to check that will you be able to sustain in a pressure situation, right? So it's not like they are bad. They are checking your ability to take the challenges, right? Yeah.
I would like to add one thing here also, and it's really very great answer, sir. Thank you so much. Apart from that, जैसे कहते हैं कि आजकल थोड़ा स्मार्टनेस का ज़माना भी है. सो कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, बीइंग ए स्टूडेंट, सपोज करिए आपसे 10 लोगों ने एक साथ क्वेश्चन पूछा वहाँ राउंड टेबल, और आपको ऑर्डर पे आंसर देना है, राइट? लेकिन उसमें से पहले 2 या 3 क्वेश्चन का आंसर आपको नहीं पता, और आपका कॉन्फिडेंस ऑब्वियसली लैक होगा दैट मोमेंट. स्मार्टली जो चीज़ आपको पहले पता है ना, सबसे पहले जिसमें सबसे ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट हो आप उसको पिक कर सकते हो, बट इन अ राइट गेस्चर में, ताकि सबने जैसा बोला कि ईगो हैड बीन आउट, यू कैन से डेफिनेटली इट्स अ गुड क्वेश्चन, बट आई वुड लाइक टू give answer on this question, it's my favorite topic, something like that, so that you can capture that whole environment, that moment.
I have one more question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, generally in an interview, the very first question we are asked is to introduce ourselves, right? And even though our CV has complete information about our qualifications and all our background, so how, as a freshie, should I introduce myself in front of them so that they are able to differentiate me from others?
Yeah. So I think, whenever you are you're being asked this question, don't repeat what is mentioned in your CV, because that I think the interviewers can really see and scan through, right? Tell them what is not known to them, right? Tell about your capabilities. Tell about what kind of person you are, your strengths, and in such a way that it doesn't look like you're trying to highlight something, but they get the message that what kind of person you are, what kind of challenges that you have faced, right, and how you have reached this stage, right. So I think that is the short answer that I've like.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, a very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Nandita from Department of MCA, and I want to ask what kind of quality do you expect in a candidate for a particular role in your organization? Ideal for why should I hire you?
Okay, so this is the typical question that everyone asks, right? So although this is a very generic question, but your answer cannot be generic, right? For that, you have to prepare yourself which company you are going to interview for, who is going to be the the interviewer panelist and so on, right? And you will have to keep on modifying your answer a little bit, right? And of course, thorough understanding of the company and the role, like you said. Why should we hire you? So you should know what is the expectation from you, what is the role expectation, right? That you need to really know thoroughly. And generally, people, when they ask this question, they want to understand your interest, and your, why you are looking out for a change, or why do you want to join this particular organization. You should know the organization so that it is impactful. You have done your homework, right? And they know that they are, you are keen to join them, right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Good afternoon to all. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity for asking me questions. My name is Gaurangi Chauhan and I am pursuing BTech third year from CS Computer Science branch. My question is this: as the industry demand is keeping on going changes, how a fresher cope up with these changes, and how can we make your on-site competitor of these changes?
Very nice, wonderful question. And मेरे को अच्छा लगता है जब फ्रेशर ऐसे अपडेटेड क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, इट्स ऑलवेज गुड.
Thank you.
So वन थिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, मार्केट ट्रेंड के साथ अपडेटेड रहिए, सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट. अगर आप BCA, MCA, BTech जो भी कर रहे हैं, थ्योरेटिकल आपकी पढ़ाई करिकुलम है, उसके साथ साथ प्रैक्टिकली व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन इन योर इंडस्ट्री, दैट इज आल्सो मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, राइट. उससे रिलेटेड एवरीडे कंटेंट ब्लॉग्स रीड करिए, एक्सेस करिए व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन. जो बड़े बड़े बिग शॉट्स हैं उस डोमेन के, उनके ब्लॉग्स को, उनके आर्टिकल्स को यू कैन फॉलो दैट, सो दैट आप उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे रहेंगे जहाँ पर अपडेटेड है. तो जब आप इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हैं, तो अगर आपसे ऑल ऑफ द सडन कोई ऐसे टैक्टिक चीज़ पूछ देता है जो आपको लग रहा है ये पता नहीं कौन सी जगह से आया है, तो वो कम से कम आप उस चीज़ को अवॉइड कर सकते हैं दैट मोमेंट, ओके, बिकॉज यू विल बी अपडेटेड दैट मोमेंट. तो आपका कंटेंट डेवलपमेंट और आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन अपडेटेड रहती है अगर एवरी डे आप 17 to 19 मिनट ओनली सिर्फ आउट ऑफ द करिकुलम एक्स्ट्रा अपने डोमेन से रिलेटेड कंटेंट और ब्लॉग पे फोकस करें.
Thank you so much.
कोर्स रिलेटेड, सर का मतलब है कोर्स रिलेटेड.
यस.
Anybody else? Yes. And this is the last question of this panel.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Tanya from MC department.
39.
I have a question. How can HR and software engineering team work together to ensure their employee data and women safety?
Kunal.
Can you please repeat the question, please?
How can HR and software engineering team work together to ensure their employee data and women safety, like reimbursement, women safety, and CAP faculty, and employee data?
Okay. So nowadays this is a digital world, right? A lot of companies are coming up with a lot of applications, tools wherein you can put all employee data, right? And it is very much secured. The accesses have been really much. I mean, it has been defined so that not everyone can access it. So that's a multi-level access that is defined, right? So one person can look at the data X and another person can't watch it and so on, right? So there's a proper security mechanism built in those kind of tools, right? Now coming back to your question on how do we ensure the safety of women and all, right? So nowadays, I don't know if you have heard, this is as per the mandate of the government. Every organization is having their, POSH committee, right? So prevention of sexual harassment and all, right? So the companies very well define their policies around it, and there is a proper committee, made in all the organizations, and wherever we have, and it is very much publicized in all the organizations. I mean, in the sense everyone knows about it, and whoever is facing any kind of challenge, any kind of harassment, any kind of such misconduct, it is raised, it is addressed properly, and it is taken up to the closure, right? So don't worry about that. I mean, of course, all the organizations are coming up with these kind of frameworks. So nowadays it has become very safe for everyone to work. And there are companies who provide cap along with a security card for the so that the female employee can be dropped at their home and so on. So organizations are actually taking extra care for the female workers.
Moving forward, sir, you have card over here, yes and no. I will ask few questions. So, will the physical office ever be completely replaced by the virtual office? आप लोग भी yes और no में answer दे सकते हैं. I am asking, will the physical office will even be completely replaced by the virtual office? No. Has gamification been impactful on employee satisfaction and engagement? Yes. In 10 years, will freelancer replace the full-time employees? Arjun sir can answer 50-50. I am repeating, in 10 years, will freelancers replace the full-time employees? Maybe. Sir, आपके supporter भी है. Do you think the actual title of HR will disappear and then it will convert into something else? Yes. Yes. What would be that? Any suggestion?
So these days, and of course you will see in next 3-4 years, you will see a lot of fancy designations coming in, right? And it is, by the way, these names are not just fancy. It has been, it will be designed with proper thought and right? For example, you may see Chief Happiness Officer. So the person will be, ensuring that employees are happy and they are engaged and so on. So you will see a lot of such fancy designations, and because the focus or the outlook of the organization is changing, so they are not no more the traditional kind of working that they are doing, right?
Chief Happiness Officer. जोरदार तालियां इस वर्ड के लिए. Great, sir. So moving forward now, rapid fire time. Kunal sir, first you. Twitter, Instagram.
Instagram.
Oh, follow करना पड़ेगा. LinkedIn or Facebook?
LinkedIn.
Movies or music?
Music.
Online shopping, offline shopping?
Offline shopping.
Arjun sir, over to you. Weight or cardio? Sir की personality पे question suit भी करता है. Cardio. Books or Kindle?
Kindle.
French fries or nachos?
Nachos.
Okay. Have you ever offered to complete homework for someone else in exchange for something specific?
Yes.
Can you share?
This is a rapid fire, ma'am.
No. I can ask, sir. I think something very, something. It will take time. Kunal sir, would you like to share? I am repeating. Have you ever offered to complete homework for someone else in exchange for something specific? Yeah. In school time.
No, not really.
Moving forward. Do you ever get scared when the lights are off at night and you are alone at home?
No, no.
So you?
I'm always happy for that.
Yes. Actually, हम सोचते हैं कि डर नहीं लगता है जेंट्स को, but they also. Next, moving forward. Have you ever walked up and said something to a stranger who later become your friend?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you share some experience for
Definitely.
this?
I'm taking care of 60 special children. Those are not able to speak and with Haryana government, and especially जब मैं उनसे मिलता हूँ और वो मेरे लिए हर एक बच्चा हर महीने एक नया बच्चा स्ट्रेंजर होता है मेरे लिए, एंड वो मेरा फ्रेंड ही बनता है वो बच्चा. और आज मेरे 60 से ज़्यादा बच्चे फ्रेंड बन चुके हैं और फर्स्ट टाइम।
Sir, one thing you love about your job?
There's so many things actually. So this particular job of human resource, I think it matches with the kind of personality I have. And when you have passionate about something and you get the opportunity to work on, that's the ideal scenario, right? So generally I'm like very humane, very respectful. I give everyone enough time and so on, and I'm generally sensitive toward people, right? So these are the things that I really like in my job, right?
Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Thank you so much, sir.
Just last one, a piece
Sure,
of advice.
sure.
Generally, being in HR, we hear about a lot of HR jargons and all those various topics, right? I think I'm just sharing something from my personal experience and which I think you all should know, and I think I should pass it on, right? So while you will understand a lot of HR concepts and all, two things please remember, and these are actually insights that I would like to share. One is, and generally there is a complaint from the stakeholders that we manage, right? One, HR is not HR number driven. We just talk about people, we don't know about our business, right? So my advice to you guys is, whenever you get into a job, well, yes, you will be involved in a lot of HR stuff, but try to understand about the business, what they are into, what are the expectations of the stakeholders. Numbers, right? What revenue we are generating, what kind of business they are doing, what is the trend going on in business, and this will help you in gaining a lot of respect in front of your stakeholders, right? Otherwise, if you don't do this, I'm giving you 100% guarantee you will not grow. So learn about the business, what is going on in the business, and be a very number person. And these are the two things that most of the HR people are lacking. So just a piece of advice, probably not everyone will give you this advice, but yes, please follow that.
Exactly, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before starting our third panel, I would request Director Sir to come on the stage and felicitate our sixth speaker. Sir, please come on the stage. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए श्री हर्ष राज जैन सर के लिए. He is talent head of Pathon Remix India. So please come on the stage.
Thank you.
What is the calculus of innovation? The calculus of innovation is really quite simple. Knowledge drives innovation, innovation drives productivity, and productivity drives economic growth. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome our panel 3. The first panelist, Mr. Chandrakant Agrawal, founder and CEO of Tesla Culture and former head HR of Chayos. And the second panelist is already on the stage, so no need of introduction again. So please. Shall we start? In diversity, there is beauty and there you say about diversity?
So hello everyone, how are you? Do you mind, and if you allow, I'll just stand and just address you. Is it okay for you? Yeah? Because guys, you need to understand this session is not limited to us from the HR fraternity. You know, the ultimate, the goal is to make you understand certain things, right? So I'll just put it more on the interaction front, if you allow, please.
Yeah, sir.
Right, sir? All the people in the front, is it okay? Now, when you think of a burger, what comes to your mind first? Tell me, quickly. Oh, is it McD? Wow, that's so nice. Feeling hungry. And when you think of a pizza, what comes to your mind first? Okay. When you think of a career opportunity, what comes to your mind first? Say that again. Burger and pizza are so fascinating, you have the answer right in with a click of a button. But when I'm talking about a career opportunity, ma'am is talking about diversity and inclusion. What is it? Come on. I was sitting there when Anuj and Kunal was talking about it. I was just looking forward like a floodgate, you know, a floodgate. Quick, khole to main bhagu. Likewise, seriously, I'm telling you. You know, it feels so exciting and so thrilling that we see a lot of HR colleagues. They are just meeting and we meet with them virtually. You know, just imagine Chandrakant and I, we are all buddies on LinkedIn, right? When I just said a hi to him, he was so surprised that we are connected, but we are meeting in person the very first time. What is it called? Networking. Yes or no? Yes. So this is very important. Forget about diversity and inclusion. So you need to hold in these kind of steps into a corrective format. That is important. As we are just talking about your thought process, which is very important. And when you have your thought process right into mind, anything and everything can just get into place. Seriously, I'm telling you. You know, you have that hard disk in your mind, and when you have all those things right across, so there has to be a download and upload. We just try to include in so many things right in, so that hard disk would crash if you will not implement it. So that thought process is very important. The rest of the things can fall apart, I'm sorry, right? No offenses to it, but this is very important. All those heavy words, fine. But you need to understand on the strategic front or from your graduation perspective. See, you need to understand this more of a graduating age. How? You passed your school, right? And then you just got into your, graduation. Gradual steps. You cannot take step 1 from step 10. Can you do that? There's a high risk, exception, forget about that. Isn't it? So every 6 months to judge in your caliber and to expectation, whatever it is, there are exams which are happening in every 6 months. Yes or no? To revise in your course and all. And gradually, semester-wise, you just improvise in. Right? That is diversity for you. And when you just make yourself better in, that is inclusion. That, from the very first semester, second, third semester, you were just finding it difficult, but you get just pally. Because when you do a rehearse activity every time, you get a hang of it, you get a forte out of it. Yes or no? So that is inclusion, that you're just holding up an inclusion on, that you are just pursuing this course, and then you are given a choice to choose in a specialization out of it, on that graduating format, and that's how you do it. Simple. So all these words are put into the example of a vis-a-vis what exactly you are facing in, and what you are going through. So that makes things very simple and easy. And that's the incubation of the need of the hour. That's what I just like to answer in for this question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. You have answered a lot. Fine. Moving to Chandrakant, sir. Sir, how would you define HR technology in the upcoming days?
So, thank you so much for this platform to speak about HR technology. And this is the hot topic of this post-pandemic when mostly people have started working online and virtually they are meeting. Zoom, जैसे पहले Google Meet को कभी कोई अडॉप्ट करना नहीं जानता था. Usually people do not know how to connect the Zoom. और मेरे पास भी जब ऑफिस में आया था तो I struggled to learn Zoom को connect कैसे करता है. Then later on HR technology is evolving a lot. पहले HR टेक्नोलॉजी को देखने का तरीका बस ये था कि अपने HR के एक्सेल वाले प्रोसेसेस को डिजिटल कर देते हैं जिससे कि एक्सेल पे बार बार ना VLOOKUPs नहीं लगाने पड़ेंगे. Now the HR technology has totally changed the mindset of the HR leaders in the market. Now they want to automate the task. Now they want to enhance their capability of the HR team, and now they want to build a best experience in the organization. So HR technology is something which is not even adding value to your organization, to your day-to-day job task, but it enhancing your capability of driving culture of the organization. Example, I am quoting one of two examples that if I have a great tool where I can automate the things, I can put the policies across, can digitize the processes. so that in terms of in my absence, my tool is capable enough to drive those processes. Right? I just have to oversee the things that things are working well, approvals are going as per the processes. Then my entirely things, largely 80% tasks of the HRs are sorted. Then I will be able to focus more on building the organization culture.
Harsh sir, what do you think about AI?
AI, the jargon, artificial intelligence. Everybody's aware of it? People in the house? Yeah? IoT, Internet of Things, Azure, Python, it's so exciting, isn't it? But on the real-time basis, how it is executed, that's important. Yes or no? I'll give an example, a very vis-a-vis example, which you will be facing in further. There are a lot of assessment which happens in, when you are just sitting in a campus interview or you will be facing in further. So there are a lot of pre-assessments which are done. You know why it is done? Just to ensuring that we filter in the process in such a manner where we have a huge crowd to cater, right? So let's say we have certain requirements and there's a process which is already defined, and there's a crowd of 500 or 1,000 people or something like that. So there are certain pre-assessments which takes place, right? And these are the common models of the AI, artificial intelligence, psychometry tests and all. And other than this, there are a lot of companies, what they are just applying to is, let's say it is a final round of interview, a PI, right? Personal interview. So you will see something, जैसे हमें लिखा था ना, कृपया ध्यान दें आप CCTV की सर्वेलेंस में हैं, तो अपने आप कॉन्शियस हो जाते हैं ना, yes or no? Likewise, so during the final round of interview, or there are other round of interviews where it is very difficult on the functional front to visualize. I'll give you an example. Let's say you are watching a cricket match and the actions are happening in so fast. The actions are happening in with a flash of button. At times the umpire is not able to give the decision. वो कैसे करता है? कैसे करके दिखाता है? Right? Likewise. So now, this is associated with technology now to understand your attributes. If somebody is nervous, right? There's certain kind of ratings which happens in. If somebody is not able to answer, if there are certain things according to the thought process that we think of in Hindi, that's a genre. You cannot change it. And we try to speak in English. So it catch hold of all those things in the format, in the AI format. And this helps you to do what? क्या होता है उससे? अगर हमारे पास, if we have a ready set of data, this holds a collection of data, isn't it? We call it a sampling. Yes or no, guys? Right? And when we do those samplings, just to enhance something or to do some kind of research and development, these things act really well. I'll tell you why. It's not that I'm just holding up my knowledge to you to match in that genre. Something on a limited front you should know from that forefront, and then when you know more about it, then you can excel in further. Seriously. But nowadays, what I can just tell you is, not on the organizational front, but there are certain tools and technologies which are used in the assessments, which are really good. There are a lot of edutech industry people who are using this. There are a lot of people who have hiring in bulk, they are using it. And other than this, there are certain things which were not on the algorithm of zeros and ones and all this numbers. So they are just falling up. So it is more of like what? This AI is more of like what? You have a cell phone. Yes or no? It will ask you to update. You will ignore. One day what will happen? It will forcefully restart the system to switch on and update for you guys. So it's more of like an extension of an update, of an enhancement of a technology. But please do remember, they are all dumb machines other than you operating in the same. There's a predefined software which is been put across by holding the sampling which is there on the real-time basis, or there are certain cause and pros which happens in. That's how you'll see the incubation of this technology happening in. So nothing can happen without us holding up the incubation of humans, no matter how extended it can be, but we drive that. That is the extension, and that's the diaspora of the technology which we are facing in, be it AI, be it IoT and all. This sounds really fancy, and actually when it gets implemented with the ease of a button, with a click of a button, that's how you'll be able to see the forensics of the technology which is happening in from 1.0 to 2.0 level. That's what I can say. I'm telling you something on the basic front. Why? Because there are certain things which you will come to know about from the time. Because talking about difficult words will make you more confused. So once you use it on real-time basis, you will be able to see it's more of your ease and convenience, which gives you a further extension of using it on real-time basis to make the word very, very convenient. Like we are just talking about Chat GPT, isn't it? Just imagine the extension. I'm sorry, I'm just taking a little bit more time. It took in Google 5 years to hold in 1 million subscribers, right? But it took in, I'm telling you about the data, trust me, it took in 5 days for ChatGPT to subscribe in those 1 million subscribers. Just imagine the enhancement of technology. You say it, you put the buzzword, it's right there. Just imagine. Yep, thank you.
Chandrakant sir, will the HR functioning will involve AI in future?
So, what AI is, let us discuss about this as we recently discussed. So, what AI is, that artificial intelligence and which added to the machine learning, AI and ML. So, machine learning is some kind of hardware technology used to learn the user behavior and coded with the artificial intelligence softwares. So, what AI is driven through the multiple data points, not only with the 1000 or 1 million data points, maybe the 1 billion data points required to drive the AI. So, आज भी अगर जैसे मैं यूज़ करता हूँ, मैं पर्सनल यूज़ के लिए भी, अगर मैं फ्रेशर हूँ HR में, I have to write an appointment letter for the organization that I have given a task from the organization कि एक appointment letter को लिख के लेके आओ, right? As an HR, I do lots of things on the Google. I talk to with the different multiple platforms. Now I have best tool which is ChatGPT. I'll just write the appointment letter of the organization. उसके साथ में so what AI is doing in the market, it is giving us the freedom of thinking new ideas. It is giving us the freedom not to remembering things multiple times. It is giving us the freedom to explore the better content which is really helpful from the multiple platforms. So HR technology using the AI ML will do wonders in the future. As an example, quote करता हूँ मैं एक और, which is YouTube. आप YouTube पे जाते हो, आपके मूड के अकॉर्डिंग गाने सजेस्ट क्यों होते हैं? Which is YouTube is reading your behavior to your listening to music. The music का जो pattern है, उससे that is learning your behavior. Same way I am doing innovation in the HR, which is I have a KRA, I have day-to-day task. Is there any tool which can suggest me this is what you have to do today and this is what the percentage you have done? This is just an AI. So it is a framework which HR adopting, and this will be adopted by the HR by force if they don't do it.
Harsh sir, does the DIE, diversity, inclusion and equity, plays an important role in the growth of organization?
Absolutely, it does, right? Because see, it's not about the people in the organization or the organization to the people. It's a combination of both. That's what we call an employer and employee relation, to be honest with you, right? Because so it's all about that we are not building up anything just with a flash of a button in a day. It's the diversity and the kind of culture, how it happens. People talk about the success stories, a lot of storytelling happens. I started off with 4 people, now we are 400. I started off with 5 people and now we are 500. Likewise. So when we have multifaceted culture altogether and a country like India with diversified culture, so automatically that diversification happens. How it happens? With a geographical connect. I'll give you an example here. Let's say that I am working with an organization and there is some kind of an acquisition which happens. For example, to XYZ and all. So I'm trying to connect the dots with that geographical location. I'm just holding a point of presence. So not only with the north side, I'm just trying to acquire something at the south side of it. So it's actually diversifying the business, not limited to this. That's how we call in that we have our point of presence. Yes or no? So this is more of like we are diversifying, we are growing. This is a growth platform. This is a growth culture. So I am putting in words to make you understand from a very common standpoint. Organizational points are absolutely different. It keeps on changing with the profitability and all, or maybe with the results of quarter on quarter, year on year. Fine, but then from your terminology, you need to understand that this is very important, right? And inclusion, of course, a lot of innovation happens, a lot of ideas which happens in. So it is like that only, isn't it? You have a lot of forums wherein you play, there are a lot of forums which puzzle word, buzzword, or crossroads or something or the other happens. Why it happens? Tell me. It is more of your inclusion and innovation of ideas. You have COEs and all those centers. Whatever you are studying, you are just trying to innovate something or the other from your mind, or about your thought process, what you have studied. It holds a lot of inclusion to put anything and everything on the platform with the help of the technology. So when all it gets into, you are a package deal for us. And when we hire you as a fresher or as a lateral, it comes in with the menu right onto it with all these things covered into it. Isn't it? Yes or no? I'll give you one more example. I'm sorry. Okay. I cannot control it. I have a problem of verbal diarrhea. I'm so sorry. Okay. Now you see in the screen. You see the screen? Yes. There are a lot of words. A good photograph of mine, though I don't look like this now. And the gentleman, he's very handsome, still looks like this. That's very nice. Now, just imagine, it's more of like, just Holi is coming. We are throwing a color. Kya action hota hai? We have thrown the color. Yes or no? Now, when you have thrown a lot of colors, whatever is getting highlighted here, every damn thing is sold. Yes or no? Any and everything in this world. All we are trying to do is we are just throwing color, we are just trying to highlight something, and we are just, keeping the format and the font bold just to make let you know about it. Anything here, everything here. All we are doing is through these sessions and forums, we are trying to highlight something to you guys. And whatever is highlighted, it comes right on top. Everything. So, there are always two straight lines. They are just parallel. Have you seen the track, the railway track? The moment the track is just moving in right or left, there you need a guidance. Yes or no? And you can just have all set of these three things which we are talking about, all those heavy words, or probably, few people would feel that how well it is being, associated with you as students, or you are, being graduates or millennials who will be passing out. So this is important. This is known as relativity of thought process. Do you understand this word now? Yeah? Thank you.
So we are moving forward for the open mic discussion. Students, anyone want to ask any question? Yes, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Akash Tomar from CS third year. Sir, my question is, if we have two proposals, one from MNC and another from startup company, what should be my choice and why?
Good question.
So you want to drop an offer? You will be an offer drop. Very bad, no? Okay, so I'll just ask Chandrakant to answer this first.
Yes,
so that I
Chandrakant
can,
sir will answer.
Yeah, so that I can collect some ideas and talk about it.
Hello. Whenever you have any offer, don't look. So पहले तो ये बात का एक reverse question पूछता है. Do you give interviews to the MNCs or startups?
Startup.
Then there is point to ask this question. Because you have clearly defined your limitations, your expectations, and your career growth. So when you know that a startup is giving you something, that's why you are starting giving the interviews in the startup and the MNCs. So let's talk about the startup about when you are talking in this forum. What a startup is?
Something innovation new?
Correct. A startup is not a new organization. The same company, those are doing the same business, and the another is doing the competition, is called a startup. It is no. A startup is something which really adding value to the people life, which is really solving a problem which is unresolved till now in the market, and doing with the technology innovation, which is called a startup. स्टार्टअप का नाम सुन के लोगों के रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं जहाँ पे जब सिलेक्शन की बात आती है. इंटरव्यू तो क्रैक कर लिया क्योंकि स्किल्स है. अब क्या 12 घंटे की जॉब विल सूट माय पर्सनल लाइफ? दैट्स अ चैलेंज. एंड आई वुड सजेस्ट, it is not my recommendation to join a startup or MNC, but I would suggest anyone in this forum that you should join your career as per your limitations of doing job, as per your capability of serving working hours, as per your capability of growing in the number of years.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have also one question. Sir, can you share your initial journey when you start your company?
So, started Textile Culture in 2022, last year only. And before this, we were trying to research the product about agile technology since 2013. I was trying harder to get this idea in the market. Since 2013, I am working on this idea. तो 2013 में रिसर्च शुरू किया, फिर बंद कर दिया, फिर शुरू किया, फिर बंद कर दिया. अप एंड डाउन्स आते रहे लाइफ में. कभी भी कन्विक्शन नहीं आई क्योंकि लाइफ में ग्रोथ अच्छी मिलती रही. देन देयर वाज नो कन्विक्शन कि अपना कुछ क्यों स्टार्ट करना है मार्केट में, राइट. और दूसरा पॉइंट वाज दैट आई डिड नॉट गेट द राइट पॉइंट टू स्टार्ट दिस टेक्सटाइल कल्चर. अभी तक सब लोगों ने बात करी थी कि हमें जॉब क्यों करनी चाहिए एंड ऑल. आई विल ओनली से वन वर्ड दैट पीपल शुड नो मुझे क्या करना है और क्यों करना है. इफ यू हैव दीज क्वेश्चंस, कैसे वाला एलिमेंट अपने आप सॉल्व हो जाता है. तो when I was searching in the market that why should Texla Culture deliver the right product as an HR platform, क्योंकि आज की तारीख में as a common problem in HR is that mostly HR people survive with the database, by preparing the database, searching the database, serving the database, collecting the numbers, satisfying the people's ego. ये एक HR की trend common problem है. राइट. और देयर इज नो राइट टूल इन द मार्केट जो लोगों की प्रॉब्लम को ही सॉल्व कर दे, एचआर की प्रॉब्लम को. देयर इज अ वन बेसिक क्वेश्चन, व्हाई एम्प्लॉय कॉल्स एचआर आफ्टर हैविंग अ सैलरी डिडक्शन ऑफ 2 days. देन एचआर हैज टू आंसर दैट यू हैव 2 days सैलरी डिडक्शन. व्हेन यू हैव एचआर टेक्नोलॉजी, व्हाई कांट यू शो दिस दैट यू विल गेट 2 days सैलरी डिडक्शन इन एडवांस, राइट? सो दैट द सिचुएशन विद एवरीवन हियर दैट I have to find out the reason that why HR tool is not serving in the right way which HR really need. So spending 15 years career in market as an HR, I realized that there is no right tool in the market which solves people HR problem. HR वालों के लिए सबने HR की टेक्नोलॉजी बनाए हुए हैं, लेकिन एम्प्लॉय के लिए किसी ने नहीं बनाया. HR को डिजिटल सबने किया है, लेकिन HR के पास फिर भी एम्प्लॉय आके ये पूछते हैं लीव पॉलिसी कहाँ मिलेगी, राइट? सो या देयर वाज सम आइडियाज बिहाइंड देयर लॉन्चिंग टेक्सला कल्चर, एंड strongly I started in 2020 doing the research, finding out the data, collecting the data. I myself has written 6,000 pages on the HR technology that why Texla Culture should go in the market. Then I decided to put myself full time in October 2022 to build the beta version of Texla Culture.
Thank you, sir.
So I want to add something here. The gentleman who asked this question, when this flyer came in that these people are coming in from the HR fraternity, right? मिला होगा ना आपको? कितने दिन पहले पता चला आपको?
Sir, approx 3 days.
है ना? तो उसके बाद you did not have that curiosity कि यार चलो इनको सर्च करते हैं कहीं ना कहीं. मेरे पास तो curiosity थी. I just bombarded myself in LinkedIn and all, and just tried to say okay, good to meet with you. We'll look forward to meet you in the HR Conclave. I'm not just trying to compare myself with you. Did you have that curiosity?
Yes,
that I should connect in to know more about the organization, to know more about the people who are coming and what kind of background they are holding up. So that will answer your question. There is no linear age or a thin age about it that you will go for a startup or a established MNC. It's all about how much you know about things that will help you to make more decisive actions out of it. Trust me, right? And the other thing, see, a lot of people every year graduates in. Okay, it's not a dialogue, it's not a power word, but it is something very practical. Yeah? So when you're sitting up for an interview, you have to decide in how to eradicate in, or how to just fulfill in, how to just push in this financial literacy. Financial literacy means you are among the people who are just looking forward, beaming forward for an organization to get you hired. You're doing what all you can do. Yes or no? This man is an example, right? He felt in something out of the box, regardless of his experience or maybe something else, that he just felt in, I am sitting there, rather than me getting hired, let me just get pushing with the force of financial literacy. I myself will become an entrepreneur and let me hire in people. Isn't it? That's how it is. Trust me. It is there. I'm not trying to tell you the storytelling. I'm just telling you, handpicking in the example which is happening in the real-time basis. And all I said in before this conversation is something which you know about it. I am putting in words into a fancy jargons and putting it right across to you. I'm trying to highlight you that this might sound really motivating, but that's the truth. That's the practical thought you need to think of it. Think through, revive, and learn and unlearn about it. You get to go about it. Simple. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, next question.
Good afternoon to all. My name is Joel Joseph and I am pursuing artificial intelligence and machine learning. I am in 3rd year. So I have a question to how to make or improve a connection in LinkedIn.
Sorry. See, LinkedIn is a very powerful tool, right? Now, you say that how to improve in the LinkedIn connections. Have you heard about something like hashtag, something which needs to be trend? What's your name?
Joel Joseph.
Okay, so for example, you have a wall or a window on LinkedIn. Yes, you are a bit aware of it. Now you just put in a hashtag about AI. There are 3 types of degree connections: degree 1, degree 2, degree 3. Right? Degree 1 is most relatable, you are connected with. Degree 2, they are inversely related to you. Degree 3, they may not be related, but somehow there might be a third or second or first connection. That's how you are connected. If you want to get into that technical thought, right? Now, what you do is, you just post in anything. I'm just reaching out to people on the wall, and you just put in a hashtag of AI. You will be able to find in a better reach. हम लिखते हैं ना उसमें commenting for better reach, CFBR or something like that. It's as a jargon. This will actually help you, or anything which you would like to put in a pretext of a hashtag. This will help you to connect with people who are not in your connections. And other than this, there are a lot of forums and groups which you can connect with. All you have to do is, what do on Google? You type in the buzzword for whatever you want to do. You will not go to the second page. You just try to see and, manifest yourself about that, you can find the solution on the very first page. Right? Likewise, you can just put in a search button and just put in those buzzwords, press enter. You'll be able to see there's a choice: activity, people, connection, companies. So you have those filtered search altogether. You get to go about it, you search for it, that's how you'll improve it. And other than this, there's a buzzer and an alarm on LinkedIn. If you try to hold up a random connection to people, it will alarm you. It's good that you are networking with a chatbot, an AI. It will hold a pop-up, right, on the screen. It's good that you are networking, but please ensure that you are aware of it and you are not doing it just to increase your connection. It will hold a pop-up. And that's how you just put it across. What I'm trying to relate to is, something which you're not aware, you Google it. Rather than doing that, you do the same activity on LinkedIn, on a filtered format, on the professional format of AI, or something which you're not aware of it, you'll be able to hold a better improvisation of your connection on LinkedIn. Very simple. And other than this, the best part you can do about is networking. Are you aware of networking? You go and reach out to your alumni base who have recently passed out. लिखते हैं ना high tech. So what you find in common? Okay, he has also graduated from high tech. I'm graduating from high tech. So in case if you're sending a connection request, he will find a common link between two. That will hold the potentiality of person accepting your request. That's how you can increase your connection. So some kind of relativity, you can just do that, and you can just be very much active on LinkedIn. Trust me. You're posting up something on Facebook or Instagram, you need a validation. यार किसी ने like नहीं किया यार, followers नहीं बने. Likewise, LinkedIn is so exciting, LinkedIn is so exciting. You can do anything and everything on it. Seriously, rather than pasting in those good morning and good night messages, don't do that. That's very important. Okay, you get it? Yes, thank you.
Sir, one more question to ask from you. That why only in Bangalore it is leading again from Delhi NCR region, especially in AI. So past 3 months I'm finding for internship for AI and ML. So I didn't getting it for in the region NCR region and Delhi NCR region. Mostly I'm getting it for Bangalore region.
So what was your approach? Do you mind me asking? Because I cannot just give you an answer on a generic or a vague front. But what was your approach that you were able to find this on a limited thought, that you were able to find these opportunities of internship in Bangalore but not in Delhi NCR?
I'll ask a question. How many company you are targeting? ठीक है, एक और easy question पूछते हैं that how many companies are there in NCR who are doing AI/ML? Do you know?
Sir, in LinkedIn I found it, but I didn't get more about
Yes,
it.
which means that you need to search extensively with the right keywords on the Google, right? Finding AI/ML job or any other job in the market is not very tough, क्योंकि हम सभी लोग मार्केट से कैंडिडेट रिसोर्स करते हैं, हमें कैंडिडेट्स मिल जाते हैं और आपको जॉब्स नहीं मिलती. How is it possible?
So I'm mostly trying
Right.
to seek for internship, so I wasn't getting it for past.
So internship बहुत सारी मिलेगी. You need to build the right focus on the right search.
Other than this, thank you Chandrakant. I keep on just holding up the pop-up ideas which keeps on, blocking my mind not to say about it. Other than this is, how does a company hire? As he very validly said, through Naukri.com, let's say. We are not promoting Naukri here, but still, right? So you can do a random search. On the top right hand side, there are columns, employer, employee, or things like that. You do a random search on Google, opportunities for AI in Delhi NCR. Click. when you see Naukri logo, you just click on it, you will be able to see, and mention Delhi NCR. You click on it, you will be able to see people are hiring laterals, people are hiring freshers and all. You click on that, hold up that search, follow that page on LinkedIn. Sorry, if you want to say something? Yeah. This is how you strategically move in. Saying this is very easy, nahi hua hai. No, come on, yeah. You will try it that way. Is holding up that failure can just help you to reach into that what you are exactly looking for. Very simple, right? So this way, what you can do is you can just look for it, and companies post job posting on Naukri because they have a very easy accessibility. Almost every company has that access. They will put the job post. So when they have a requirement, then they will do it. There are few companies who do that to collect the database to park it for future requirement. But on actual, because it costs money to them, they post it. So you can hand pick in. This is one way to search it. The other way is Delhi NCR, you can hand pick in the name of the companies. And then you deep dive and search about those companies. And then you follow and just try to track in their movements and all. Like Google does your movements. What do you want? Likewise, you can do that. Vice versa. And that's how that can make your task easy to figure it out. Next time you'll not say, yeah, Bangalore mein hai, Delhi NCR mein hai. Ye mat bolna hai, please. Don't say that. Thank you.
So I'll add into this. If you want to search a job, you have to go to the naukri.com और वहाँ पे ना keywords आते हैं. You have to put the keywords that you are expert or looking job in AI, ML and kind of this thing. And you have to put your CV which contains AI, ML and it's detailing that what you have done in this internship or your learning. Number two is that what you can do is LinkedIn का एक creator mode होता है. You can just turn on the creator mode on and you can write talks about AI and ML. Right? So these two things will help in let people know about yourself that you are doing into the AI ML. And the third thing is that if you want to go for the job search, you have multiple platforms like Startup India के website पे आप जाके देख सकते हो how many startups are doing the AI ML job work in the market. There are many platforms जो कि startup funding के companies हैं, VC funding companies हैं, they are putting money, lots of money into the AI ML ventures companies. Venture capitalist fund की websites पे जाके आप देख सकते हो how many companies are there. So Bangalore is not AI, entire world is AI. Sir.
Any more question?
Good afternoon to all. I am Arpit Kashyap from CS branch. Being a CS student, I have no interest in development. So kindly suggest me best career opportunities except from the development.
So I have seen, I just recently posting a job which is UI UX designer intern for Textile Culture, and I received 2,000 applications out of 1,700 from the BTech students. Those were doing. It is not common in you. It is not even common in everyone who are not doing the BTech, doing the different stream. Somehow later in the life we realize that this is the not right thing we are doing, right? Likewise yours that you are doing BTech from CS and you want to do something about which is not related to CS, right? Because you don't like coding, you don't like that architecture visualization in your mind that how this logic working, how this logic working on.
Actually not about coding. I can job in IT firms but not in development.
So coding means the development. IT has the different terminology now. It moved toward the hardware and the coding moved toward the software engineering, right? If you want to pursue anything in your career, you have to just identify your core, that what you are into. I have seen people who has done BTech, then they are doing MBAs, they are doing a different course, they are learning by self. Just explore yourself. Just put 5-10 items, 10 आइटम लिखो अपनी डायरी में कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए. एक बार में लिखो 10 क्वेश्चंस और एक क्वेश्चंस को डिटेल आउट करने में 1 दिन लगाओ. You put your 10 days to write about that what do you want to do in detail. Then you will obviously know that yes, this is what I can write about it. Then you should do it.
Thank you, sir.
There is one thing which is called techno-functional role. Have you heard about it? Techno-functional. Have you heard about BA, business analyst? Like business related documents, functional related documents to hold the analysis. So just a suggestion, जो आपको करना आप कीजिए, but अगर आपने suggestion पूछा हम लोगों से, so just a fine-tuned thought. probably you can put it across the way it suits to you. So you can go for that as well. How? Your technical knowledge so far, whatever you have achieved in, you do not have interest in development, which is fine. But this knowledge will help you. क्या होता है? Example देता हूँ मैं आपको. Let's say you're going to a construction site, right? So there are sample flats built. Sample flat होता है उसके हिसाब से they say this land is all hold free or whatever XYZ things. This is a sample. This is how it will look like. So BA का rule क्या होता है इसमें? A business analyst, he will do the functional work of it, that he will collect the information into a procedural format. That is how the development is going to happen. We call it as a techno-function code. That means raw material कहाँ से आएगा, what quantity it requires in, how it can hold a formidable structure of things with a solid background, and how it will happen in. So it holds up a procedural thought, wherein your technical knowledge so far what you have attained, maybe not out of interest, that's all right. And this will actually help you to analyze things better. So this is known as a techno-function role. You can go for that. Don't blindly follow it as a blind spot, but you can go for it because it's more of a techno-function role. Few companies take it on the software-driven side of it. Few companies take it on a techno-function side of it. So you can feel in that, whichever semester you are in, you will not waste your knowledge. And you can just put yourself in. That's how it can be.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Thank you, students. Now moving forward, sir, you have a placard, yes and no. So, first question is, do you enjoy watching movies? Do you consider yourself as a risk taker? Yes. And the biggest example. Do you experience FOMO often?
Yes.
100%. 100%, guys.
What is FOMO, guys? Tell me. Yes. I was attending a conclave in GL Bajaj.
Exactly.
I was holding up a FOMO, yaar. मैंने बहुत सारी चीजें miss कर दी. That's really bad. I should rush in and attend this as well. कुछ छूटना नहीं चाहिए. Isn't it? That excitement. So that is.
So FOMO always gives you opportunity to scale yourself toward that magnet.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Okay, next, moving forward. Have you ever stalked someone online? Can you share?
You want to?
Yeah, I want to know.
So somewhere way back in 1998 or 1999, I was a part of the HCL Tech team when I was just hiring in people. So I went to a place, XYZ, I'll not name it. So when I was interviewing, I just found a girl really beautiful. And she was so good, her appearance and all. All this while I just interviewed 50, 60 odd people, but she was a complete package in terms of, she being a candidate, okay? And मैंने उससे पूछा यार इतना सब कुछ कैसे लाते हो? She said, my mom, dad, they are from the army background. So, that very night when I was staying in the hotel, I just tried to stalk her, tried to give her, a friend request. Facebook was very prominent those days, but she didn't accept that request. Even though the designation was mentioned, she had a high risk that, they may hire, they may not hire because of it. So.
Sir, your experience? No. Have you ever been in physical fight with someone during college time or office time?
Yeah. Not many times.
Okay, now the rapid fire time. Chandrakant sir, over to you. Early morning, late night.
Late night.
iOS, Android.
Both.
Hey.
Android.
Android, but you are using iOS.
That's okay, but I like Android because this phone I bought for the testing of the application only.
High fiber or hugger?
Sorry?
High fiber or hugger? High fiber or hugger?
Hugger. I am hugger.
Okay. Nice car or nice home interior?
Nice home interior.
एक बार जोरदार तालियां हमारे चंद्रकांत सर के लिए. First sir, Netflix, YouTube.
Netflix, absolutely yes. OTT is happening because of us, guys. We are the customers to them. That's why they have reduced on the price to $199, which was $899 earlier. Just imagine.
Calls or text?
See that in that?
Calls or text?
Calls, yes, calls. Absolutely, I would love to hear you voice.
Means in future, if I want to communicate, then I should call you.
Please, because you will still find there are more than 1,000 messages on WhatsApp, they are unread. Even my birthday, which was on 12 January, I have not still replied on.
Okay. Eating outside, cooking at home?
Eating outside, absolutely yes.
Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
एक बार जोरदार तालियां हमारे फर्स्ट सर के लिए.
Because mountains are like keyholes. Have you checked in the keys? I was just, teaching my son who's in 4th standard. There was a very good explanation of a key which was given. Mountains, Ubad Khabad, valley, then a mountain, a valley and a mountain. Ups and downs, downs and ups. Isn't it? So it's more of like, a lock you have and you have a key, there you are. Very simple. Yes or no?
एक बार जोरदार तालियां हमारे दोनों पैनलिस्ट के लिए. Thank you so much for your valuable time, sir. Please take your seat. So now the time to end the ceremony. Dear guest, we express our heartfelt gratitude to you for your gracious presence on this auspicious occasion. With the completion of this ceremony, these memories will remain in our and in your heart. The moment we spend together will strengthen our love. No matter how many days, how many months, how many years passes, but this ceremony and your presence will always be remembered by us. And we will always cherish these moments. So thank you all star speakers, all the guests, all the members of HIET family, all the students, along with the director sir, chairman sir, to make this event successful. Thank you so much. Please moving forward for the lunch. Thank you all you for your presence.
Guys, a big shout out to all of us. Hip hip!
All the HRs are requested to be present just downstairs for the felicitation ceremony also. Please HRs come in the cabin of director sir for the felicitation ceremony. Thank you so much for your presence. Vikram sir, 1 second रुकिएगा. Director sir, 1 second रुकिएगा please.